dishers, it is time to dish with Dee. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. We dish all things healthy lifestyle, weight loss tips, fun food, and friendship here on this channel. And if that is something you're interested in, hit that subscribe button and join our community here on YouTube. We also have a Facebook group called Dish with Dee's Crew. It's fantastic. I will say it is the best group on Facebook, without a lie. Join us there. If you need 24/7 support, we are here for you. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back, and let's get on with this. I talked about this topic on I call it morning ramblings. In the Facebook group, on my way to work, I drive about 10-12 minutes to work. I do what I call a rambling. I just talk about whatever's on top of my head. Sometimes it's fluff, sometimes it's good stuff. Well, today was about mental challenges and the mental games that we play with ourselves. And you know, as I'm talking, I'm thinking to myself, this would make a really good vlog. I wasn't planning on filming today because I was going to take the day off. But the more I thought about it, the more we really need to have an open discussion about it. Because a lot of us, some of us, this might not affect you. This might not be your topic. You can say, oh, Dee, I'm good. It doesn't affect me. And that's great if it doesn't. Me, I go back and forth. I will say that. Most days I don't, but there are sometimes I do. And a lot of it has to do with the way we perceive things. Like, let's just take number one, the new plan. It's personal points. It's a little bit different than we're used to in a sense, but is it truly different? They added a new algorithm how to track points, and there's Bailey. That's why I face this way so you can see the dog. And I think a lot of people, change isn't always good. And am I blaming the plan? Sometimes I like to say it's the plan. But is it the way I perceive the plan? You know, that has to be an option for me because maybe it is me. I have to sometimes always take a little bit of stock in myself. So because, you know, there was like the string cheese. The string cheese was 1 point. We'll take the WW string cheese. Well, when the personal points plan changed, the algorithm changed, it went to 2 points. Calories didn't change, the substance didn't change, but the points did because we figure points differently now. Yeah, I got a little bit ticked off about that, and my little 1 point bag of chips that I get. I think it's Snyder's. They were 1 point. You get them at the Dollar Tree, you get 6 bags, you know, now it's a $1.25 tree. They went to 2 points as well. And again, got ticked off. But when I really sat down and thought about it, did I lose weight eating those? Yes, I did. Yes, the points have changed. But doesn't mean I shouldn't eat them just because the points are higher. I think sometimes we put so much stock into a point that we really overthink it. And with this personal plan, again, what changed also was fit points, activity points. Back in the last few plans I've been on, you weren't allowed to touch them. My leader said unless you were an athlete training for a marathon, you shouldn't touch them. So I never did. Well, now they're called activity points, and they encourage you to eat them. Well, really, what has changed? Their algorithm changed. The way they're perceiving things have changed. So I'm also learning that can make up for my string cheese and my pretzels. I have to stop saying, leave weeklies in the bank. We have to stop saying that. It's hard because we've always said it. We've always, the weeklies I always use some weeklies. Not all of them, but I always use some. Lately, I have not been. In the last, I would say 6-8 months. Before the new plan, I was trying to lose weight. So what did I stop doing? I thought, well, let me stop using my weeklies. That could be my downfall. And when I calorically checked my points and calories I was not eating enough. But I was eating my daily points, but I was not eating enough caloric-wise. Why? Because I stopped using weekly points. So that would have made up for my string cheese and my pretzels if I just really thought about it. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, my string cheese went up to another point and so did my pretzels, and my brown sugar substitute now has points, which it didn't before. Some brown sugar substitutes that were 0 for any amount, now some do have points. It's not as, an astronomical change, but it's a change. And again, I freaked out. Oh my God, this brown sugar substitute was 0, so why now is it points? But I have points. I have to remember I have points. And I think I really forgot about that. I really did. I didn't realize that I earn points, and they want me to eat these points. And number two, I earn points for vegetables. Now, I was from the school of, well, I'm not eating my vegetable points. That's way too much. But think about it. If I gain points for vegetables, that would make up for my string cheese and my pretzels, which I've eaten prior and lost weight. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into their algorithm and things. And I think a lot of us are just used to doing our plan our way instead of doing the plan the way it should be done. And I'm guilty. You know, yeah, it did work for me doing it my way, but maybe now that I'm on, I'm more of a maintenance. I do have to lose 10 pounds, not gonna lie, but I really am just on a maintenance, you know, maybe that's my problem. And granted, we're getting points for vegetables, water, but I really am from the school of using them for really good food. I don't want to earn points to eat Doritos. I don't want to earn points to eat a bakery cake. I like making my own cakes with my own monk fruit sweetener. I like buying my baked chips, my popcorners, my poppables. I like them. I personally like them. I don't feel like I'm suffering eating those chips. I love them. They're crunchy, they're salty, that's what I need. So why am I not utilizing these points for foods like my string cheese and my pretzels? It kind of hit you as you're talking as I was talking to my rambling, like, I could eat these things. I have the points there. Why am I choosing to act like it's tragic when it's really not? So you have to think about these things. And of course, the blue dot. Now, I hate the blue dot. Now, some people love it, and that's great. If that's something that motivates you, fantastic. But for me, half the time when it originally came, I don't know if it came out or I was already there. I can't remember. I didn't even know it was there. Never paid attention to it. Why? Because I always ate my points. I never thought about, you know, that was my thing. But they said, what blue dot? Oh, it's right there on the app. Oh, never saw it. But what the blue dot is, if you don't know, you're allowed to eat a few less points under and a few more points over and still be what they consider the healthy eating range. So when you're in that healthy eating range, your app gives you a blue dot. Again, not a blue dot person. It motivates people. But for me, if I'm not eating enough 0-point foods, I'm not eating enough. And that was my problem. I don't eat enough 0-point foods. I'm trying to incorporate more because that's the building blocks of a program. We really should focus on those and build a meal from that. So you don't, so you have enough points in your day. But for I don't know, sometimes it just never made sense. You're rewarding somebody for eating less. If they're not utilizing their 0-point foods and they're coming under their daily points, that's not, in my opinion, a good plan. It's not a sustainable plan. It's not. You have to be able to live the rest of your life eating these types of caloric values. And if you're eating too low and you go to eat the regular, it just doesn't work. So I feel like it shouldn't, you should be able to go 1 or 2 under, but not 5 or 6. And you should be able to go 1 or 2 over and not 5 or 6. But we do have weeklies, so that really shouldn't matter for that. But I really think they're telling us to eat our activity points, that we are allowed to. So I'm trying to do those with things that have changed in points, because with the new algorithm, there's some of our favorites that have gone up in points. Some have gone down, some have gone up. So instead of saying, I can't eat that, I'm going to say, yes, I can, because I have points in my bank. I do. I have to stop thinking that I have to save points. Only time I have to save points if there's a wedding coming up, a party coming up where I'm going to utilize a lot of points in that day. That is the only time I need to save points. If it's a Monday through Sunday week and I'm not doing anything, I should be eating my points, and I should be not turning something down because I want to, I want to get a blue dot out. I need to come under my points. You should be eating good food. You should be eating, especially this time of year, it's fresh. It's, here in New Jersey, we have produce at the wazoo. So I'm going to be incorporating lots of fresh fruits and vegetables in the summer and lots of bowls. I love bowls. I love things in a little package. So, and when you make a lot of bulky things with vegetables, it looks like you're eating more. Again, trying to the mental state of this, because it wears on you mentally, because you just feel like you're not enjoying your food. And if you're not, there is a problem. If you're going to bed starving, there is a problem. I'm not an after dinner snacker because I suffered with reflux. I couldn't snack. I got sick. So after a while, I don't think about it. So for me, that's not an issue. But I know for some people, they like that late night snack. Plan it in and get it in. If that's what you want to spend your points on, and you have those points on something good. Again, I'm not telling you to go out and have a tasty cake, which you don't know what that is. That is a local area here in Philly that has little cakes and little, I'm not telling you to have some Doritos. I'm telling you to go have an apple with peanut butter, have a banana, have some popcorn, have a bag of poppables, some chips that you can count 3 points for. There's Fiber One bars. They're 2 points. Built bars. Some are 3, some are 4, some are 5. If you have points for it and you're hungry and you fit it in and you eat it and you don't feel bad about it because you have the points there. It's just really just realizing that I have points to use. And like I said, I'm guilty of it. I sat there and complained about my string cheese and my pretzels. I did, like a baby. I'm like, oh, my pretzels and my string cheese, because that's something I have pretty much in my house all the time for snacks. Is bags of chips, little mini bags of pretzels. I have string cheese. Even I think the whatchamacallit went up too. The Baby Bell went up to 2 points too. The little blue Baby Bell. Yeah, I'm gonna start buying them. I'm gonna stop buying them because, oh my God, it's 2 points. Seriously? It's 2 points. And look at it. I eat a hard-boiled egg that's 70 to 75 calories, and I think the Baby Bell is less. And I'm complaining. The string cheese was less. I think the string cheese is 50. See? You have to sit and think and say to yourself, be kind to yourself as always, and think and say, I can have that. You can have anything if you point it out, weigh, measure, and account for it. Is that difficult? Not really. Is it work? Slightly. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. But stop with the mind games with ourselves. I mean, we play mind games with ourselves. It's like, if I don't do this, this will happen. I'm not going out. I can't eat out. I can't eat out. There's nothing for that restaurant for me. Oh my gosh. Eating out is another thing that people don't do because they're afraid. Now, chicken, fish are on the 0 point list. I'm sure any restaurant you go to will have fish and grilled chicken. They will. And baked potatoes there's nothing wrong with a baked potato. Have it dry if you don't want to have any butter or sour cream. I don't really like butter or sour cream. I like butter. I don't really like sour cream. Have a baked sweet potato. I think a sweet potato just to me tastes better than a baked potato because it's sweeter. And sometimes I put a little bit of cinnamon on it. It's just so good. I mean, if something like that, if you're afraid, bring your own cinnamon then, if you're afraid they're not going to have the right stuff. And there's always a vegetable. Yes, it is cooked in probably some sort of fat, oil or butter. I'm not going to lie, it probably is. But if you have enough points, you should be able to fit that in. It's not like you're eating a whole pound of butter. How much butter could be on your plate? You're lucky if there's a teaspoon or a tablespoon at most of butter or oil. And we need those in our diet anyway. Those fats help us go. I'm going to say, So don't ever be afraid about eating out. I think we fear it. We fear eating out because we're going to gain weight. We're going to gain weight. You're not going to gain weight from eating a meal out. You're just not. Will your body fluctuate? Yes, it will. Your body fluctuates. I said I had I think this was a rambling about weight is a variable. Kind of like you can get weighed 5 minutes later. It could be different. That's why Weight Watchers gives you that 2 pounds, because they know your weight can fluctuate 2 pounds. Does that mean you've gained 2 pounds? No, it just means you would need a 2 pound range. So if your goal weight is 130 and you're weighing at 132, does that mean you gained 2 pounds? If you had a good week on plan and you didn't eat anything you shouldn't have, you did not. That is a myth. But yes, your weight can fluctuate. You can get back on that scale, you can weigh 129. Could it fluctuate 2 and 3 pounds? Absolutely. And that's why we have a range. Because they know weight fluctuates. It fluctuates with water. It fluctuates with the foods we eat. It fluctuates with the weather. Especially being female. You can't let that get in your head. And if getting weighed does that, then maybe, I think you need to get weighed because I think you need to be accountable. But give yourself a range. Say, as long as I'm within 2 or 3 pounds of that weight, I'm good. You're not always going to be down on that scale. And I think if you think that way, that works on your mental state as well. Because If you're always looking for that scale to give you that, it's not always going to do it. As long as I'm within 1 to 2 pounds, I consider it a win, and I know like I can get on that scale 5 minutes later and it'd be different. I could pee, it could go up, it can go down. You'd think, I've gone to the bathroom and it's actually gone up. How? I let things out, not in. It's a variable. So I think we play games like that with the scale, with our weigh-ins, with, thinking, we overthink it. We overthink it. So try simplifying your journey and just be really mindful of what you eat and record what you eat. Definitely need to, whether it's paper, whether it's the app, whether it's a book, however you like to track things, you need to find some way that works for you. I like the app, it doesn't bother me, but like I said, I've tracked on paper a few weeks. I was tracking my carb intake because I wanted to see where I wanted to be carb conscious, not low carb. I wanted to make sure my carbs were 100, 125, because I think at my age, carbs are turning into sugar, which, in a postmenopausal lady, you just have to keep your eye on it, you just have to keep your eye on it, and I just need to keep it in check. Am I low carb? Oh, hell no. No, I like my carbs. I like my breads and you see, I now eat a higher point bread because that's what I enjoy eating, and I fit it in because I want it. And in life, you're gonna want things. You can sit there and say, I'm not gonna have that. You're gonna want it. Learn how to fit it in, and be kind to yourself, and know that, yeah. And if the stress gets too crazy, that's what the group is for. Post it in the group. Post you're in the group. Just say it to them. Somebody will come back and somebody will help you and give you the advice that you need. Like we overthink our points, like taking the assessment. I'm trying to get it to be the foods that I normally eat on a regular basis. Like I said, fish I have once a week. There's no reason for me to have points taken away from me for fish that I don't even eat. Does it make sense? Like, it made sense, So when I have it, I can count it. And like I said, I have weeklies. I start off with 21. By some weeks, I end up with 80 or 90 weekly points. And they're just left there if I don't eat them. And like I said, I'm not telling you to go out there and go get Baskin Robbins ice cream. No. But if you want something that is very low in point, like a string cheese and some pretzels, then by golly, you should be eating that. And it will not, like I said, I lost weight when I ate it before. So what's the difference? There isn't one. There isn't. You have to accept that. So if you're playing mind games with yourself, with your food, with the blue dot, with maybe even like exercising. Oh, I ate too much. Let me go and now do a couple extra miles. Don't punish yourself because you ate something. It's going to come out in the wash. I don't quibble over stuff like that. I mean, oh, I had a piece of cake. I better go walk around the block. Only time I've ever walked around the block is usually Thanksgiving when I'm just a little bit bloated. And that just helps to process things down. You just need to vent it out. But yes, don't punish yourself. Track and utilize the group. Having your posse and people around you is what you need. And that is your biggest success. The group. Yep. They will be the ones that will catapult you and talk sense into you, talk you down off that limb. When you're thinking of going crazy, they're going to sit there and they're going to say, listen, stop, relax, breathe. It's not that bad. Half the time it isn't. But we think it is because we over stress about everything. We just want to see that scale go down. We want to, it's just, you want it, and you just go, you don't want to spiral, because then you just have to relax. A little bit more zen-like. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group, I highly, highly recommend it. That is your lifeline. It is, and we are there for you. So that is it for me today. I hope you like this quick little vlog of talking about our mental state, because this whole journey is here. It's not the tummy, it's the head. So once you get that, and you really, sometimes for me it's talking it out in my morning ramblings. Make it all make sense. So I thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you think anybody could benefit from this kind of content, you could share my video with anyone who needs it. Have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you tomorrow for weight and meeting topic du jour. Hope you enjoyed this little bonus video. Bye-bye, my lovelies.